Hey everyone, welcome back. It is time for another wrestling review. This is our first of two reviews of the week. Both of these shows happened on the same day, but they're coming to you a little bit later because it was hard to find a feed to watch these shows.
It was basically impossible.
Yeah, at least for the first 4 or 5 days. So, with that, our first review this week is going to be Marigold's second pay-per-view ever. The reason why we're doing these two shows is just because of historical significance and the fact that they both feature WWE wrestlers on both shows, I guess, too, which is history making because WWE for the longest time has never acknowledged any other wrestling companies existed.
Yep.
So with that, we are doing Marigold today. Marigold, we will start off. The first pre-show match is Rhea Seto against Minami.
Well,
Did
by the way, what's the name of this pay-per-view? Super Happy Summer Fun Time in the Sun Time?
Summer Destiny.
Oh, okay.
Close enough. This is Summer Destiny we are reviewing. So yeah, this was just your average opener match with little fanfare pre-show,
Yeah,
just to
it
get a
was
couple
it
of
was
people,
fine.
just to get two up and comers over. In the end, Rhea Sato wins. With that, we are going into a second match, which is a Twin Tower versus Victoria Yuzuki and Kizuna Tanaka. Twin Towers consist of Amare and Chika Goto. Amare was the one from the last pay-per-view where she like towered over all the other girls.
Yeah, that's a pretty good tag team though.
I like it. Yeah.
Like they're both good wrestlers, so it's not like they put together two crappy wrestlers.
Yeah. And they are going, I think this is the team they are pushing to win the championship.
Yeah, it would make sense.
But this match, it's another pre-show match, but this match goes the distance. This had a 10-minute time limit, and it ended in a time
I
limit.
I think the 10 minutes felt really long. It wasn't a bad match. It was actually a pretty decent match, but like
Mhm.
for only being 10 minutes, it felt long.
Yeah. So with that, the pre-show is done, and we get our main show. Princess Tenko opens the show. She is a Japanese pop legend. Just like she's a magician. She's well known. She's kind of like I don't know, what would you compare her like person of multi talents?
A talented person.
Okay. But she opens the
Chris
show. Yeah.
Angel.
Chris Angel. A little bit better though. But the show opens as the show opens, she's singing, and all the stardom talent are in the ring doing a dance and a little pomp and circumstance. And
Well, it's gratuitous.
Mhm.
It's once again showing how like still, even though this guy went through all this trouble to make this new company, how like archaic women's wrestling still is in Japan, and they're
Mhm.
treated like sex slaves, not like
It's
wrestlers.
it's more like pop idols, yeah.
Because you could see it like who is it? The main one, Micah? Is it Micah that's in the middle? The like that's
Yeah.
always angry.
Yeah.
And it's like a character who's like a greasy heel shouldn't be dancing in a ring for your amusement. Like it doesn't make
Yeah.
sense to me.
But whatever. Not a lot of it does. They announced two shows. I wrote it down, but I couldn't see. But there's one for September 23rd, and my writing is atrocious, so I can't read what it is. But they also announced on January 3rd they're doing another pay-per-view called First Dream.
On January 23rd.
On January 3rd, I said.
Oh, that's like a long time away.
Yes, but that's also the same day Noah is doing their show as well. Because
This
they
was the
can't,
same day as Noah's show as well.
yeah. So that's
And you
maybe
could
why
see it. Was this in the Rio Goku?
yes, I think this is Ryo Goku.
And it was like it was
Yeah.
relatively dead in the beginning.
Yeah, it pretty much was. But with that, we'll go into our first match of the night on the main card. It's Nagisa Nozaki against Chaika, and Chaika against Myla Grace and Zeta Steel.
Well, we like Myla Grace and Zeta Steel, and I love
Mhm.
no what's her name? Nagasi?
Nozaki.
Nozaki. Yeah. So you got three of my favorites at the same time in the same
Mhm.
place at the same time.
Yeah, no,
Um,
Nozaki. She is a hard hitter though.
I told you, man, she is to me like the combination of Julia and I don't remember who the other person was. I said that she was like,
Hmm.
but she's she's really good and she's wrestling a lot, and they even mention it in during the pay-per-view.
Yeah. that she's because I think she's a freelance, isn't she?
Yeah, she literally doesn't ever stop. She's
Yeah,
always wrestling at a show.
yeah. It's almost like a Maki Ito that she's at every show.
Yeah, and she's going hard and good
Yeah.
for her. She's very good.
Hmm.
But like Mila Grace and what's the other one?
Zeta Steel.
Zeta Steel. They're like for two people I've never heard of, and this is like the third time I've seen them wrestle.
Hmm.
They're really good.
Yeah.
And they know their characters really well already.
Yes. The only thing I don't like is they're putting together a tag team tournament and they're already teasing the breakup between these two.
Yeah, I don't get that either, especially when the last time we saw them, both of them were in tag teams on the opposite
Mhm.
ends of the ring. They
Yeah.
both had different tag team partners.
Yes. On
I
the
so
last
far up
show.
to this point, I've watched every show, every
The
Marigold show except
show.
one.
Okay. How has it been?
It's
'Cause I caught a
fine.
few of them. Yeah.
If you just if you like Joshi wrestling and like harder hitting women's matches, they're all good.
Okay. In the end, Nozaki and Chaiki win. And I think these will be one of the two finalists against the Twin Towers for the tag team championships.
Yeah, probably.
So with that, we are going to our next match, which is Shozuki against Misa Matsui.
Um,
This was the final match for the Superfly Championship.
I'm pretty sure this is the one I'm thinking of. This match was way too long.
Yes, this one was a very long. There was also the Mirai match that was really
Yeah,
long.
the Mirai match was really long. Okay, I remember that for sure.
But this was more of that. This is like I said, the Superfly Championship.
Like
We
no,
even got we even got some color in this match.
yeah, and I wasn't. Well, we got color in a few matches coming up here. Everyone's mouth seemed to bleed.
Yeah,
Um, the I wasn't like I said. I don't think any matches on this card, to be honest with you, are bad. They're just too long. Like they went the
yeah.
long route with everything. It's all long story in story match
Hmm.
stories. Sorry, and it's too much for me, especially in a company that's not telling any actual storylines to have matches
Not
be
yet,
this
at least.
long.
Yeah, but I mean, this was and here I thought they were going to give it to the young upstart Matsui to give her a little bit of shine, but instead they gave it to the veteran Shozuki.
And I think that was the
She's
wrong choice.
yeah, I think so too. As opposed to something we'll see later on in the show, which was probably the right choice. But yeah, so Shozuki is your first ever what's it called? The Marigold Superfly champion.
This is their first belt, I believe,
Mhm.
that they've given out.
So she is the first ever champion in this company.
So this is like the high speed belt in Stardom.
Yes, very similar. Very similar. So with your new champion crown, we are going into our next match, which is Team Marigold, which is Takahashi, not our good friend Takahashi, not that Takahashi. This is Nane Takahashi, Mai Sakurai, and now Ishikawa against Team LLPW, which is I think ladies legend pro wrestling in
Yeah,
Japan.
and this is a fight over the dojo because Marigold uses the LLPW
Dojo.
dojo, and they've been accused of not cleaning up.
Yeah, that was literally the
That's the storyline.
yeah. And I noticed this show had the announcer from Noah.
Yeah, he's been on all of them. He's on the
Yes.
he's
So
on
he's no
everything.
longer on Noah because Noah had a different announcer. It was
No,
Stuart Pickering, and even G-Man did a little bit of announcing on Noah's show.
yeah, and yeah, you're right. Maybe I didn't even catch on to that because they sound so similar.
Yeah,
Because they're all British guys to me. I just
yeah,
noticed this guy when he's like, "Oh, the match is going really good." That's the only guy I
yeah.
notice on Noah.
And G-Man just is like full
Yeah,
energy. That guy.
that's
That guy's
Pickering, right? That
yeah,
guy.
yeah. No, G-Man's the announcer.
No, but Pickering is the one that talks like this.
Yes, yeah, that's
Yeah.
him. So with that, this was for use of the dojo. You had a couple legends here, Kandori and Inoue.
Yeah, this match was too long.
Yeah, again, over
it was
15 minutes.
it was fine overall. I thought it was pretty hard hitting, which I
Yeah,
liked. It was kind of wild and all over the place, I enjoy that.
yeah.
When you're gonna have tag matches for me, just let people
Like
go
they're
all
just
over the place.
literally throwing chairs at each other in this
Yeah,
match.
and that's I like that, but also like I kind of knew which team was gonna win because someone was not gonna lose their dojo. Like Japan doesn't do like kayfabe in that to that
No,
extent where they're
no.
gonna pretend that someone else won a dojo.
But I think this leads to Marigold getting their own dojo or something like that, and they're gonna
Yeah,
have
it's got to be some
another
kind of storyline
fight
like
down
that.
the yeah. But LLPW group win. Like you said, this one went a little too long. So next match of the night is Miku Ano against Mirai in the final round for the Marigold United Championship.
We don't even understand how this works.
Yeah,
Because nothing really makes sense. There's a tournament happening, but the tournament has been going on for weeks, except that today someone has to wrestle 2 matches in the tournament.
yeah,
Like, I don't know. I don't
which is
get it.
totally not fair. And this match went way too long.
Like, ridiculously too long.
Yeah, but
It
we're
almost went
familiar.
the limit, right? Didn't it almost go the full, what was it, a 60-minute or
It was
30
no,
minute?
it was a 30-minute and it went 25.
Yeah.
Unlike MJF and
Wow, that was a banger match.
yeah, but I thought that was way too long.
It was way too long. I absolutely agree.
Yeah,
But
but
they did it on purpose because of the timer. They wanted to get it down to like,
to an hour, yeah.
yeah.
But that's different show. But this was an okay match, other than the fact that it went too long. This is their second ever championship that they're going to crown. Um, they're really going to they're really going hard on Anu because Anu was the one that wins this match.
Yeah, I was not
So,
expecting that. It
and they
seemed,
went hard, especially I honestly thought this was going to be Mirai's because she's such a big name, such a big
yeah,
name.
popularity.
Yeah. But this one they went with the younger talent, which I don't mind either. Like, there's nothing wrong with that either. I mean, and like I said, she goes on to face Bozilla. I don't know how Bozilla made it to the final. Do you? Was there a tournament for that too?
I don't recall. I think this might be the episode I missed is the last one before this pay-per-view.
Okay.
It's either
So
that one or the one before. No, it
yeah,
had to be the last one because I would have known why this was
yeah.
happening. But yeah, I'm actually
Bozilla beat Nozaki.
I'm a fan of Bozilla.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. I think it's one of the best female. She's one of the best female heels in wrestling right now.
Hmm. And she's got like that Jordan Grace type of look to her, like that
Except
style
like a
that Phil.
foot taller.
Yeah, because Jordan Grace is only what, 5 foot tall.
Yeah, then Bozilla, I believe, is just over 6 feet.
Okay.
Like, so
Well,
she's
yeah, she's
actually tall, not
legit.
like
Yeah,
the Twin Tower girls are both 5'8".
yeah. But Bozilla's like
Like
Godzilla.
legit, yeah.
Yeah.
Eh,
But yeah, this was a shorter match though, because
But I
obviously,
thought the story told throughout this match was amazing because
yeah.
she's already beat the hell up, and
And
Bozilla's
what
just
there was
manhandled.
nothing in between. As soon as the match ended, Bozilla bolted to the ring.
Yeah. Well, she wants to win the tournament.
Right. So
This
right
is how you
away,
tell a proper monsters. This is how you tell a proper kaiju gaijin story,
hmm
like Vader or whatever. This is how you do it.
Vader, what they had with Jonah for a little bit in
Yeah,
New Japan.
overcoming those odds is what seemed like impossible.
Yeah. And this match was shorter. In terms of in-ring work, I think the other match was a little bit better in terms of in-ring.
But I think in terms of storytelling, this match was
This
better,
match was better, yes.
and it did it
And
in way less of an amount of time.
in the end, Anoa wins. She is your new United National Champion.
Yeah, new super. So this belt is designed for people who are not actually part of
Marigold.
Marigold to win.
Yes. And this is their white belt. So they have like the same colors as Stardom does.
Yeah.
So the white belt is just one step below the red belt because later in the show, the World Championship is a red belt.
Yep.
So with that, we are going into our co-main event of the night.
Wait, was the other belt yellow? Was the high speed? What color is the high speed
black?
belt?
It's a black, yeah. So we're going into our co-main event of the night. Utami Hayashishita against WWE's own Io Sky.
Okay, first of all, like anyone, if you're a WWE fan, same thing with TNA tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed on Instagram, the feed for TNA's Instagram was blowing up with comments way more than it usually has. But it was all like, who is this? Why are they called this? Why is this happening? And it's like
the no quarter catch crew.
Yeah, like ABC.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, why? I don't understand. Why are they called ABC? And people are like, that's their names. Austin Bay Club.
Yeah. The Austin and Bay Club.
It's like to show up. I appreciate WWE fans coming in asking
Yeah,
questions, but you should look into things on your own, not just show
yeah,
up and explain this to me, please.
yeah.
But like if you've never seen Io Sky actually wrestle outside of like
WWE.
WWE, this is
This
like a
was a
real
treat.
match.
Yeah,
This was
this
a
was a treat.
wonderful match.
She was, and we'll see it again later on tomorrow's review with AJ and Marufuji. That when these, because they have wrestled in Japan, they understand what the Japanese strong style, King's Road, whatever match you are facing, they understand that type of wrestling.
And huge props to Io Sky for being a
Hmm.
good sport because I know she did well. She wrestled really well in this match, and she
Yeah,
definitely knows how to do Japanese women's wrestling and how to be extreme like to that. But
I
like
mean, she's a
Ayesha
legend and
Shida
start.
was fucking clobbering her.
Yeah,
Like
and both, and the funny thing
clobbering
is, for
her.
those who don't know, these were both leaders of Queen's Quest at one time.
Yeah, and so Queen's Quest still exists, but
Hmm.
doesn't exist.
Yeah, there's splinter factions of Queen's
Yeah.
Quest.
So I mean, we'll see. I think they should bring it back.
Yeah, but
But yeah,
yeah,
it's this. It was a very good match. A little bit too long once again.
yeah,
Um,
she did get her WWE entrance.
yeah, which is fine.
Yeah,
It was a solid overall match. Good in ring story told of like an outsider trying to come back from the
yeah,
big leagues and like I'm going to show you who's boss.
yeah,
What I don't like is the outcome of the match. I don't care if even if it's leading to something else. I cannot stand the fact that Io Sky won
yeah. It would not hurt Io Sky one smidge
to
if
put over
Hayashi,
the
yeah,
new star of Marigold.
yeah,
And like, if your
because
story is, oh, she's going to overcome, how do you really think that WWE is just going to be like, yeah, you can just keep using her, or one of our top women, you can just
yeah,
keep
just
using
keep it,
her.
former champion, right?
Yeah, just keep. We don't need her for anything. She's
And
not part of the biggest faction in women's wrestling right
yeah,
now.
and the thing is, like, and like I said, Hayashi Shida is also really young. She's what, 24, 25?
I think she's 25.
Yeah. So like she's so young that this would have
Yeah,
meant so much for her
and I
career.
think Io Sky's 34.
Yeah. Married to Evil, right?
I don't know anymore. I read a lot of things that that's not true.
Really?
Yeah, and people were saying that no, Kyrie is married to Evil, and then people were like, no, that's not true either.
No, Kyrie is not married to Evil.
Yeah, I don't know. What anyways, we're not here to speculate who's married to who. Who gives a shit? Gold jacket, green jacket.
Yeah.
Um, a really good match, a little bit too long. Good in-ring story. Hated the outcome. Nice to see Io Sky is the
Hmm.
person that I remember. Well, not remember.
You
Learned
associate with
that
stardom.
I remember as like
Yeah.
in the sense of like I've seen her wrestle matches in Japan and like that's the
Yeah.
person because I try to show people don't wait till this match is going to come on and when we're watching WWE and then it comes on and it's like a wet fart.
Yeah.
She does like she puts herself in a garbage can and you're like, oh, that one time thing was cool. But then you
Yeah.
watch this match and it's like, that's the girl.
That's yeah. But even her early NXT stuff was
Yeah,
just as
but
good.
when they let her go wild when she had Poppy
Yeah.
as her singer, that I
Yeah.
like that too.
That was a good gimmick. But like you said, Io Sky in the end ends up winning this. This is just WWE. We can't have our talent lose.
Yeah, and we're gonna see that happen again, and it's a little
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But with that, well, I mean, WWE talent is next, technically.
Not really. From what I've under my understanding is the reason she's still here is because she is contracted to Marigold, not WWE, and WWE
Really?
is just using her. Like the way that they're using Io Sky, she's just
Okay.
gonna make appearances on WWE. She's not actually under contract by
She
WWE. I
is.
don't
Yeah,
know if that's true.
no, I'm looking it up right now. According to Wikipedia, it is an English-born Italian Japanese professional wrestler. She is currently signed to Dream Star Fighting Marigold.
Yeah. So she's just going to be used in WWE.
Okay. Whereas Vakur
Is signed to WWE. And
yeah.
the reason I started digging to figure that out was because I thought in my head, if she just broke her wrist and delayed her NXT time, would they let her first match be back being Marigold again to like
No, yeah.
that's you know what I mean?
So
Especially when
this
they
is going to
just
be more
pulled
of a
Vakur. They pulled Vakur out of all of her things to make sure
yeah.
she didn't get hurt.
And apparently, from what I understand, Megan Bain is not signed to AEW.
No, it's her contract expired. She's a freelance right now, and
But
nobody's shit.
but AEW is preventing her from going to Marigold.
Is that what's happening?
Yeah. Megan Bain wants to go to Marigold and do a couple matches with Marigold, and AEW is saying no. But she's saying my contract is, I think there may be like some sort of legal action with this now.
Maybe because she did get injured for a bit, and the AEW is known to like postpone.
The contract.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's a story for another day.
Another day.
So
Love
with
Megan
that,
Bain.
former WWE talent, Sari against Julia for the Marigold World Championship.
I'm not a Sari fan.
No, everybody talks about how good she is. I don't know. I think Sari's
Can
a
I be
little
honest
over.
with you? This match was long and epic, and there was some great
Mhm.
moments, but I wasn't
Yes.
a big fan. Even with
No.
Julia, I was like, what is happening right now? It's very boring.
Yeah. I think Julia's still a little apprehensive with the injury. I don't think she's at 100% just yet.
I mean, we got the wicked table spot. I love that.
The table spot was fantastic.
I
Yes.
love the hard hittingness. I'm not still a huge Julia fan. It's like we're not. It's not like this match
Yeah.
was poop, but like from what we've come to expect, this was very
Yeah.
spotty and not. There was no real in-ring story. It just kind
Yeah.
of happened.
Yeah. And the thing is, too, Sari, in the end, Sari wins.
Yeah, and I get
And
it.
she's
That's
not
a
even
put
signed
over.
to Marigold.
Yeah, I don't know. There's some kind of storyline they're trying to tell.
So this just brings me to believe that there's probably going to be a rematch where Julia wins it back.
Maybe they just didn't want to make Julia the first champion.
Okay. That makes sense. But yeah, in the end, Sari does win. And it's by ref stoppage, too. The ref actually stops the match.
Is she actress, girls?
Sari? I don't think she's I think she's with I think she's just freelance.
Yeah.
Uh
Because I know she is a more popular name in the
Yeah.
Joshi Pro scene.
Yeah. She is part of America, the American Independent Circuit. There's was it Sukeban?
Oh, that one
Yeah.
where yeah. The American one.
Yeah, Sukeban is the American Joshi promotion, I guess you want to call it.
Yeah, I think Billy Starks was a champion there at one point.
Yeah. I think that's where they picked up Grace and Zeta Steel as well.
Possibly, yeah. I do know that the Irish one was really popular in the British independent scene.
Yes.
Is that's Zeta, not Zeta Steel, that's the other
That's
one.
Myla Grace, yeah.
Myla Grace, yeah.
But so that concludes Marigold's second pay-per-view. What'd you think of this one? I thought it wasn't a bad show. It's just some things got a little long in the tooth, but the in-ring work was good.
It's like what we talked about with the NXT and the WWE thing. When the show's bad, you kind of try to find the better things to like raise it up a bit, and when a show is good, you try to find the negatives to like pull it to like a proper score, right? And this was like that. Like overall, the matches were a little long and like stuff like that, but like you can't really look at it and complain about the ring work. Like it was solid matches all the way
maybe
through.
Some of the booking decisions I may not have agreed with, but
I mean, I think it's above a 7.5. So 7.8 maybe.
I gave it a 7.7. So
yeah, so 7.8. I'll stay with 7.8.
Okay.
I haven't given a nice high score in a while.
Yeah. All right. So our thing is updated. So with that out of the way, guys, tune in tomorrow. Tomorrow will be our Pro Wrestling Noah Destination 2024 review. And my God, did we have such a hard time finding this show?
Yeah.
I don't know why. For a show that was billed to be so big, it wasn't even on Wrestle Universe.
Yeah, so this is the funny part. Marigold could be purchased under pay-per-view through Wrestle Universe, which we have.
Yes.
But Noah's show, which is owned by Noah, which is the #1 product on Wrestle Universe, which is basically what it's based around.
But this was only available through Abima.
Yeah. Or Fight. I think you could buy it on Fight TV.
No, it wasn't on Fight TV. Only Fight TV in the US, not in Canada.
Yeah, okay. Because I did see an advertisement saying you could buy it on Fight TV.
Yes, but only in the US. This did not air. It was only Japan, US, and I think Australia.
Yeah, that's because I think it was on something else in England. It was on another pay-per-view
Mm,
service. It's
I
like
think Sky.
no, it's maybe DAZN or something like that.
Oh, DAZN.
Something
Yeah.
like that. It was like a weird random one. Anyways, this doesn't matter.
Beside the point. But point is, we found it, we watched it, and the review for that will be coming tomorrow. That features a co-main event of AJ Styles versus Naomi Marufuji. So stay tuned for that tomorrow. So with that out of the way, guys, thanks again for joining us, and tune in tomorrow. And in the words of Kenny Omega, goodbye and good night.